My teacher said I'd never be successful drawing in notebooks, so I hired her son. I was that kid who never paid attention in class. You know, the one doodling spaceships and superheroes in the margins instead of taking notes? That was me. Every teacher hated it, except one, Mrs. Kelly. She at least ignored me. But Mrs. Adams, my 9th grade algebra teacher, lived to humiliate people. She wore her glasses on a chain and had this voice that could cut drywall. One day, she caught me sketching instead of solving equations and snapped, "Why don't you stop wasting everyone's time, Marcus? Drawing won't put food on your table." Everyone laughed because it's high school. Cruelty is a team sport. I just stared down at my notebook, staring at the half-finished robot I'd been working on, and mumbled, "Sorry." She said, "You'll end up working for people who actually studied." That line haunted me for years. I failed algebra, barely graduated. Mom worked double shifts. Dad wasn't in the picture. College wasn't an option. So I went from job to job, dishwasher, warehouse loader, valet. But every night I still drew. Sometimes junk logos for dream businesses I couldn't afford to start, sometimes random ideas I posted online. One night, an indie game developer messaged me, "You take commissions?" That one message flipped my entire life. I stayed up all night researching pricing, contracts, building a portfolio. It wasn't much, but it was mine. Over the next 5 years, I built a freelancing business, then a design studio, then an animation agency. Now we handle marketing for Fortune 500s. Design characters for ad campaigns, even license art for games. I have 20 full-time staff and a little office with bright red walls because red ink meant failure in school, and now I own it. Last month, HR sent me a resume. Junior marketing assistant, recent college grad. The name, Adams, Jason. I didn't realize who it was until the interview. When he walked in looking nervous as hell and introduced himself as Mrs. Adams' son. We talked. He was smart, kind, nothing like his mom. Didn't even mention her until the end. He said, "You actually went to the same school as my mom. She said you were artistic." I smiled and said she was right. I hired him. A week later, Mrs. Adams showed up to drop something off for him. Apparently, he didn't have a car yet. She froze when she saw me across the office, directing my design team like I used to steer doodles across paper. She said, "Marcus, I can't believe it. You own this place?" I smiled, stood up, shook her hand, and said, "Yeah, guess drawing put food on the table after all." Her face went through every stage of denial. She muttered something about how, "It's good to see you doing well." Jason whispered later that she called him that night and said, "I always knew he'd go far." Sure you did. Still, I wasn't bitter. I even gave her son a raise after his first project. Kid's talented, like scary talented. I mentor him now. The other day, during a meeting, he asked why I never stopped drawing even when I wasn't getting paid for it. I told him, because back then, it was the only place I could imagine a future that didn't suck. And when he asked how I stayed motivated after all that, I smiled and said, because one day someone's gonna tell you you're wasting your time, and that's usually when you're closest to proving them wrong. Now every time someone asks how I made it, I think about that cramped classroom, the kids laughing, the smell of dry erase marker and ego, and that one sentence, "Drawing won't put food on your table." She wasn't wrong. It didn't. It built the damn table.